Hi friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to be diving into the world of homemaking motivation, which is discovering how to ignite and sustain the passion for creating a warm and organized home. Whether you're just starting out on the homemaking walk or you need a boost of inspiration and motivation, stay tuned, I've got you covered. So get cozy, grab a cup of coffee or a tea, and let's explore the secrets of staying motivated in your homemaking endeavors. But before we dive in, remember to subscribe to the channel and to hit that notification bell to join our community of intentional homemakers. Let's get started. The first step to staying motivated is to uncover your why. You probably have heard this before, but let me just reiterate that this is actually pretty important. Why do you want to create a comfortable and organized, intentional home? For me, I want my family to enter a space of peace and joy and comfort. I want this to be a welcoming haven for guests, and a space that reflects our values as a family. And maybe you're new to Reformed Christianity, or maybe you're new to homemaking. Either way, have you thought about your values as to why homemaking is important? Why is your home a place that's important? And for me, I think about it as like a base, right? If I'm raising up an army of people who are going to go out there and be for the family and be for the gospel mission, then that's going to be reflected in the space that we live in. Just like if this were a military base, it would be efficient. It would be set up so that everybody could go out and do their job well and come back and be refueled and ready for the next mission. And I think that there's something kind of fun and something really practical about thinking about your home as the missional space in which people are going to come in and out, and they're going to refuel and rest and be ready to do the next mission. And this is so important, especially with your boys and your husbands. Do they have a mission? You have a mission as a wife and a mom. Your mission is always going to be your husband's mission and also raising your children. So your number one mission, no matter where you are in your life with your husband and children, is always going to be serving them. Your number two mission is going to be creating a space that reflects those types of values. So have you thought through what that might look like? I know for me, the very first thing I do when I enter a new home is I look at what the entryway looks like. I want to know when I enter this home, what does this say about the people who live here? And a lot of times, if you enter someone's home, their entryway might be really cluttered or overwhelming. And that is a significant reflection of the family that lives there. Whether or not that's what they're intending to do, that's what that house says about the people that live there. So that might be a great place to start in your homemaking, is just to get your entryway reflecting of your values, because every time you enter your space, it tells you, this is what I value, this is where my home base is, this is our mission as a family. Homemaking involves a variety of tasks, from cleaning to decorating, cooking, raising children, coming alongside your husband and helping him on his mission. Break down your goals into manageable baby steps, because by setting achievable goals, you'll experience a sense of accomplishment with each completed task, and this actually boosts your motivation to keep you going. And there's actually some science out there. If you're a fan of the Huberman Lab, which is a podcast, he talks a good bit about motivation and how to create drive and motivation and how to sustain it. And something that I found really, really interesting is that there was an episode, and I don't remember what episode it was. It might even be an episode just entitled like Motivation or Drive, I think. And during that episode, him and his guest talked about creating motivation and how to sustain it. And one of the things that they talked about was that if you just did something, if you just did a task, and it didn't really matter what the task was, it could trigger a cascading effect of motivation to do more tasks. And if you're a fan of Jordan Peterson, he also has something along those lines where he says just do one thing that you can do. No matter where you're at in your life or where you're at in your walk with Christ or in your homemaking journey or in your child rearing journey, or even if you're newly married or you're single, you do have something that you can do right now to further your particular mission or goal. So if that's in homemaking, which of course that's what this channel is focused on, you can look around and you can find one task, and it doesn't matter how small it is. I listened to a interview that Jordan Peterson did with, I think it was Andrew Huberman, actually. That's might be what I'm thinking about, is that they were talking about like behavioral therapy, which I'm not saying anything on therapy right now, but what I am saying is that Peterson was talking about this particular client he was working with, where the guy just could not get motivated to clean his room. He lived with his parents. He was like in his 30s or something. And so Peterson challenged him to find one thing in his room to do, and to start with maybe like vacuuming the floor. And the guy got the vacuum into the doorway, and then he spent weeks stepping over the vacuum because he just did not want to do it. And so Peterson challenged his client, vacuum the room. Like, just vacuum. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do any other tasks. You just have to complete the vacuuming this week. And so the client did it, and then after he did it, he, the client, felt motivated to do another task. And so Peterson was talking about how this creates like a cascading effect. And I think that's true. Elizabeth Elliot has a quote where it's just do the next right thing. And I don't remember the rest of the quote, but I want to say it's in faith. It doesn't matter. All it is you just find the next right thing to do. And if you're a homemaker, you probably already know what that thing is that you should be doing. I'll give you an example from my own life. Recently, I had a pillow where the tassel fell off of it. It was just a decorative tassel. And I put the tassel on the nightstand, and it was in my to mend pile, right? Like, I have a pile where I'm constantly mending things. And just because this wasn't like a sock or a piece of clothing, it wasn't that important to get mended right away, I was like, okay, I'll take care of this later. I'll take care of this later. I'll take care of this later. And then like 4 weeks later, that pillow is still not fixed, and my pile of mending is actually growing. And it was mostly because I just didn't want to mend that stinking tassel on that pillow. It wasn't even a hard job. I finally did it yesterday after a month of looking at it. It took me like 30 seconds, and I don't know why I made such a big deal about it. But how I got there was I started by cleaning out my room, and my room wasn't really that dirty to begin with, but when I got done with cleaning the room, I had that tassel sitting on the mend pile, and I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and take care of this thing. And I did. And then it cascaded. It became a cascading effect where I was motivated to do the thing finally. And then doing that thing made me more motivated. Remember to celebrate small victories along the way. Completing a project or achieving a goal, no matter how minor, really does deserve some recognition. And when I got done with the pillow, I just looked at it and I admired the fact that I finally fixed it, and then it looked brand new. I didn't have to go out and buy a new pillow or anything like that. And I did tell my husband. I was like, oh, I finally mended the pillow today. And he was like, great job, babe. He probably didn't care about the pillow. He probably didn't care that I finally mended it. But there it is. It's done. And he said, great job. And that was fun. Now, if you don't have anybody telling you great job, tell yourself great job, because you did the thing. Acknowledging your progress reminds you that your efforts are making a difference, and this will further fuel your enthusiasm for the next task you need to take on. Surround yourself with inspiration. Seek out blogs, books, or social media accounts that resonate with your homemaking values. I do this with YouTube. I follow a couple different homemaking content creators on YouTube. Otherwise, I don't engage in social media. I've talked about that before. But it is nice to surround yourself with beautiful things, as long as it doesn't make you envious or covetous of those things. So I keep a Pinterest board with ideas for the future, and that doesn't trigger envy or covetousness in me, so it's okay for me to do that. But if it does for you, if it leads you into sin, don't do it. Just find a different way to surround yourself with some encouragement. Also, belonging to a like-minded community of individuals provides encouragement. It also gives you some fresh ideas and gives you a sense of belonging in your homemaking journey. Remember, homemaking is a journey, not a destination. Embrace flexibility and give yourself grace on days when your motivation wanes. It's not always going to be easy. You're going to come against issues, you're going to come against struggles, trials, things that maybe just stuff that you really don't enjoy doing in the homemaking. Cleaning the bathrooms, anyone? And you're going to have to push through and do those things anyway. Remember that taking care of yourself, both physically and emotionally, directly impacts your motivation and energy levels. So be sure that you're getting plenty of sunlight, you're walking or participating in some sort of physical activity every day, and that you are regulating your emotions. You are a thermostat, not a thermometer. Congratulations! You're equipped with the tools to get and stay motivated in your homemaking journey. Remember, motivation isn't a constant, it's a gentle flame that needs continual nurturing. If you found these insights helpful, consider sharing this video with others who might be seeking motivation in their own homemaking efforts as well. Don't forget to subscribe for more guidance on intentional living with a Reformed Christian perspective.